up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hi, my name is Alyssa, and on The Rubber Match, we just talk college baseball through and through. The college baseball season is just under a week away. Super excited for it, and as you guys know, I've been doing my series on predicting all of the conference champions for the 2025 season. We are officially on part 3. I told you guys I was coming back with another video as soon as possible, and I feel like the turnaround time for this video was pretty quick, I'll say. This video is going to be just a little bit different. We only have 5 conferences in this video because normally if I was doing my predictions, that final conference would be a Power 5 conference, and in this video, it would have been the Pac-12, but because the Pac-12 is no longer, I just decided that I was going to do 5 conferences instead of 6. And also, the next video that is going to be on my channel within the next couple of days is going to be my week 1 preview. I'm super excited for it. There are a lot of tournaments, a lot of exciting weekend series matchups between some of these Power 5 teams and some pretty good mid-major teams. So I'm gonna go over all of those in that video. This intro is incredibly long, so without further ado, let's get into the video.
Down to second base is Hodge at second base for Coastal Carolina. Hit and throw, we are tied. This is Phase Music.
The first conference that we will be discussing in this video is the Northeast Conference. The regular season champs in the Northeast Conference were Sacred Heart. They finished the season with an overall record of 35-23 and a conference record of 25-8. They lost a best-of-3 finals series in the conference tournament championship against Long Island. The Pioneers are returning a good chunk of their lineup for next season. Senior infielder Tim McGuire hit .326 in 49 games in 2024. He finished with 60 hits, including 12 doubles, 3 triples, and 4 home runs while driving in 37. Senior outfielder Zach Kovacic hit .315 in 57 games and finished with 70 hits, including 13 doubles, 2 triples, and 9 home runs while driving in 49. Senior outfielder Alex Unger hit .314 in 53 games. He finished with 60 hits, including 14 doubles, 5 triples, and 2 home runs while driving in 22. Sophomores Gavin and Ronan Donahue could be a notable addition to the lineup in 2025. Gavin hit .271 in 50 games with 51 hits, including 12 doubles and 3 home runs while driving in 24. Ronan hit .270 in 40 games and finished with 34 hits, including 9 doubles and 2 home runs while driving in 18. Senior first baseman Dante D'Amore hit .324 in 46 games and had 46 hits, including 6 doubles and 11 home runs while driving in 47. In terms of returning pitching, sophomore right-hander Joey Trombley went 3-2 in 13 starts. In 61 innings, Trombley had a 4.28 ERA, allowing 29 earned runs and 25 walks while striking out 29. In 15 starts, sophomore right-hander Elijah Foster went 5-1 in 59 in the 3rd innings and finished with a 4.53 ERA. He allowed 30 earned runs and 48 walks while striking out 80. Senior right-hander Owen McDonald went 1-5 in 22 appearances and finished with a 3.04 ERA in 47 in the 3rd innings. He allowed 16 earned runs and 18 walks while striking out 45. All in all, I think that Sacred Heart lost a lot last year, but I think they can still be competitive in this conference given the level of competition. There were a lot of guys rotating in and out of the lineup last year, and I think that some of those guys will play a much bigger role this year. But there are only 5 everyday starters in the lineup. 2 out of the 3 primary workhorses on the mound are back for 2025. The conference tournament champs were Long Island. The Sharks finished with an overall record of 33-25 and a conference record of 24-9. They won a best-of-3 series against Sacred Heart in the NEC Championship and were sent to the Chapel Hill Regional, where they lost to Wofford. The Sharks lost one of their 3 primary workhorses from last year to the transfer portal. Redshirt junior Dominic Pietro is headed to Tulane. In 2024, Pietro went 5-3 in 13 starts and had a 6.50 ERA in 72 innings. He allowed 52 earned runs and 29 walks while striking out 79. In terms of returning offense, only 3 everyday starters from the lineup are back for 2025. Benjamin Ferenczi hit .325 in 55 games last year. He finished with 69 hits, including 8 doubles, 2 triples, and 4 home runs while driving in 41. Noah Sorensen hit .289 49 in 57 games and finished with 59 hits, including 6 doubles, 2 triples, and 4 home runs while driving in 36. Jack Power hit .257 in 42 games and finished with 37 hits, including 7 doubles and 11 home runs while driving in 28. On the bright side, LIU is returning their other 2 primary workhorses for 2025 and some guys who could provide more innings this upcoming season. Senior right-hander Garrett Yon went 6-3 in 17 starts and finished with a .430 ERA in 96 in the third innings. He allowed 46 earned runs and 45 walks while striking out 111. Senior right-hander Jared Hughes went 4-6 in 16 starts and finished with a .746 ERA in 70 innings. He allowed 58 earned runs and 32 walks while striking out 46. While the offense isn't as promising for 2025, I think there's something to look forward to on the mound for LIU. A solid, healthy pitching staff can take a team far in the season, no matter the conference, definitely in the NEC. The only concern is who is going to step up offensively. I could be pleasantly surprised, but we'll see. In the Northeast Conference, I have Sacred Heart sweeping the conference. Like a lot of teams in this conference, Sacred Heart lost a lot of talent, but I don't think they lost as much as LIU or some of these other teams in the Northeast Conference. So I think that they have a very good chance of sweeping this conference. Next up is the Summit League. The regular season champs in the Summit League were St. Thomas. They finished the season with an overall record of 22-24 and a conference record of 16-10. Because St. Thomas recently made the transition from Division III to Division I, they were ineligible to compete in the NCAA tournament. They did not compete in the conference tournament. At the time of me doing research for this video, they did not have a roster for 2025. With time in mind, considering we have much more to go, we have to move on. The conference tournament champs in the Summit League were Oral Roberts. They earned a bid to the NCAA tournament and were sent to the Norman Regional where they lost to Duke. I'm gonna be honest, there isn't much to say about this team. Their top 5 guys in the lineup are gone for 2025 and so are their top 2 arms. Contenders for the Summit League include Omaha, North Dakota State University, and Northern Colorado. Omaha isn't bringing anything flashy offensively for 2025, but they are bringing a better portion of their lineup back than Oral Roberts. They've got a couple of guys returning to the mound this upcoming season too, which is good enough in this conference. Like Omaha, there isn't a lot of flash offensively for NDSU, but there are a lot of guys in the lineup returning for 2025. Additionally, a plethora of arms are back for the Bison too. Northern Colorado lost the majority of their starters last season, but they have a solid group of offensive guys for next season. Like North Dakota State, they also have a group of guys returning to the mound for 2025, including their top 2 pitchers. For the Summit League, I am going to go with North Dakota State to sweep the conference. Now, as I mentioned before, I don't think anything offensively stands out with the lineup with the Bison, but I do think that they have the most important thing, more of the most important thing out of any other team in this conference, and that is experience. They have a lot of guys returning to the lineup. They also have a lot of experience, some good arms on the mound that I think can really carry this team over. They've always been a contender in the Summit League, especially within the past couple of years. And I think that this is the year that they take advantage of the fact that St. Thomas and also Oral Roberts, they're not going to be the same teams from last year. And I think that North Dakota State sweeps the conference. Up next is the Mid-American Conference. The regular season champs in the Mid-American Conference were Bowling Green. They finished the season with a regular season record of 33-20 and a conference record of 24-6. They lost in the conference tournament to Ball State. The Falcons have a good chunk of returners at the plate and on the mound for 2025. Sophomore catcher Garrett Wright hit .380 in 40 games and had 49 hits, including 8 doubles and 6 home runs while driving in 28. He also finished the season with an OPS over 1,000. Junior infielder Sam Seidel hit .319 in 45 games and finished with 59 hits, including 12 doubles, 3 triples, and 4 home runs while driving in 31. Sophomore first baseman TJ Takats hit .276 in 43 games and finished with 35 hits, including 3 doubles and 4 home runs while driving in 39. DJ Newman, a two-way player, hit .371 in 35 games and finished with 53 hits, including 6 doubles, 3 triples, and 10 home runs while driving in 37. Senior outfielder Gavin Gannon hit .287 in 35 games and finished with 31 hits, including 3 doubles and 7 home runs while driving in 34. On the mound, senior left-hander Nick Good went 6-2 in 15 starts and finished with a 6.14 ERA in 66 innings. He allowed 45 earned runs and 27 walks while striking out 55. Sophomore right-hander Owen Poole went 1-1 in 11 appearances and had a 3.38 ERA in 13 in the third innings. He allowed 5 earned runs and 7 walks while striking out 12. Right-hander DJ Newman went 4-2 in 8 starts and finished with a 3.61 ERA in 42 in a third innings. He allowed 17 earned runs and 10 walks while striking out 42. Junior right-hander Perry Miller went 5-1 in 17 appearances and finished with a 4.94 ERA in 31 innings. He allowed 17 earned runs and 15 walks while striking out 18. The conference tournament champs were Western Michigan. They had a regular season record of 32-23 and a conference record of 19-11. They earned a bid to the NCAA tournament and were sent to the Lexington Regional, where they lost to Indiana State. Like Bowling Green, Western Michigan also has a good portion of returners for 2025. Senior outfielder Dylan Navarre hit .353 in 55 games and finished with 76 hits, including 7 doubles, 3 triples, and 16 home runs while driving in 71. Senior infielder Brendan Harity hit .299 in 55 games and finished with 58 hits, including 8 doubles while driving in 19. Junior infielder Grady Mee hit .292 in 55 games and had 56 hits, including 6 doubles and 5 home runs while driving in 36. Senior infielder Michael Maloney hit .273 in 55 games and finished with 59 hits, including 10 doubles and 2 triples while driving in 30. On the mound, junior right-hander DJ Thompson went 4-2 in 19 appearances and finished with a 4.32 ERA in 50 innings. He allowed 24 earned runs and 28 walks while striking out 26. Senior left-hander Joe Shapiro went 5-0 in 20 appearances and had a 5.06 ERA in 40 innings. He allowed 21 earned runs and 21 walks while striking out 26. Senior right-hander Turner Doran went 2-3 in 23 appearances and finished with a 3.44 ERA in 34 innings. He allowed 13 earned runs and 10 walks while striking out 46. Western Michigan has a solid team returning for 2025. Like Bowling Green. Predicting this conference is going to be tough, but that's what comes with the level of competition in the MAC. Contenders for the MAC include Ball State and Miami. Both programs have solid lineups and pitching staffs returning for 2025, but don't count out the rest of the teams in this conference.
I will say that for this conference, I am not as confident in my predictions just because the Mid-American is a very interesting conference to watch. There's a lot of competition, a lot of solid mid-major programs that can definitely pull off a championship. Nonetheless, I am going to make my predictions. I'm not going to be scary. So I have Bowling Green actually sweeping the conference this year. I don't necessarily think that the gap with the conference record between Bowling Green and the rest of the teams in the MAC, I don't think that that gap is going to be as big as it was last year. But I do think Bowling Green has the pieces on both sides of the ball to definitely win the regular season conference championship, but then also do what they did not do last year, and that's win the conference tournament championship and earn a bid to the NCAA tournament. Up next is the Atlantic 10.
The regular season champs in the A-10 were St. Louis. They finished with an overall record of 37-16 and a conference record of 16-8. The Billikens lost Spats in their starting lineup and a key arm to the transfer portal, but also gained a few key arms. Sophomore third baseman Graham Maestros is headed to Illinois State. In 2024, Maestros hit .256 in 50 games and had 41 hits, including 9 doubles and 5 home runs while driving in 23. Sophomore Jackson Yarberry is headed to Indiana. Yarberry went 6-3 in 19 appearances and had a 6.33 ERA in 42 in the third innings. He allowed 30 earned runs and 14 walks while striking out 33. Junior shortstop Easton Richer is headed to Minnesota. Richer hit .322 in 48 games and finished with 46 hits, including 9 doubles, 2 triples, and 4 home runs while driving in 32. Senior right-hander Jackson Holmes is headed to Missouri State. Holmes went 9-3 in 15 starts for St. Louis in 2024. He finished with a .490 ERA in 71 2/3 innings and allowed 39 earned runs and 18 walks while striking out 46. Bolstering the roster for 2025 are a few names, including Preston Salazar from Lindenwood. Salazar went 2-2 in 17 appearances and had a .457 ERA in 45 in the third innings. He allowed 23 earned runs and 21 walks while striking out 39. Sophomore right-hander Carl Relam had a .689 ERA in 15 2/3 innings last year while at Rice University. Relam allowed 12 earned runs and 13 walks while striking out 14. Steven Hernandez from South Mountain Community College went 4-2 in 15 starts and had a .475 ERA in 72 innings. He allowed 38 earned runs and 42 walks while striking out 69. Richie Simprick went 1-0 in 16 appearances for Seton Hall in 2024 and finished with a .368 ERA in 22 innings. He allowed 9 earned runs and 11 walks while striking out 12. The Billikens are returning a fraction of their starting lineup to the plate in 2025. Senior infielder Ethan Sitzman hit .310 in 52 games last year. He had 61 hits, including 8 doubles and 7 home runs while driving in 29. Senior outfielder Hayden Moore hit .331 in 35 games last year and finished with 41 hits, including 8 doubles, 2 triples, and 6 home runs while driving in 24. On the mound, junior right-hander Charlie Weber went 2-4 in 12 starts and finished with a .572 ERA in 56 2/3 innings. He allowed 36 earned runs and 28 walks while striking out 44. Senior right-hander Jack Weber went 4-0 in 2024 in 20 appearances and finished with a .343 ERA in 39 1/3 innings. He allowed 15 earned runs and 19 walks while striking out 30. Sophomore right-hander Owen Kelly went 1-0 in 14 appearances and finished with a .430 ERA in 29 1/3 innings. He allowed 14 earned runs and 9 walks while striking out 29. While I can admire the steps that the Billikens took to add pitching depth to their roster for next year, I can't get behind the fact that they didn't make any meaningful moves to improve offensively. Maybe there's some freshmen in there ready to make an impact. It's clear that they can produce some great players. The conference tournament champs in the A-10 were VCU. They had a regular season record of 38-22 and a conference record of 15-8. They earned a bid to the NCAA tournament and were sent to the Greenville Regional where they lost to East Carolina. Like St. Louis, VCU is a factory producing mid-major talent that moved on to other programs following the 2024 season. Devin Ziris is headed to Eastern Michigan. The sophomore outfielder hit .265 in 30 games last season for TCU. He finished with 13 hits, including a double and a triple while driving in 17. Mason Martinez is headed to Florida State. The junior right-hander went 4-0 in 19 appearances and had a .298 ERA in 42 1/3 innings. He allowed 14 earned runs and 19 walks while striking out 41. Junior right-hander Brian Curley is headed to Georgia. Curley went 6-0 in 19 appearances and had a .287 ERA in 78 1/3 innings. He allowed 25 earned runs and 35 walks while striking out 78. Junior right-hander Aiden Hill is headed to Maryland. Hill batted .276 for VCU last year and had 61 hits, including 11 doubles and 6 home runs while driving in 44. Sophomore infielder Chris McHugh is headed to NC State. He hit .273 in 55 games last season and had 56 hits, including 5 doubles and 6 home runs while driving in 33. VCU got a bat of their own from the portal. Senior third baseman Carter Ritchie hit .283 for Lipscomb in 31 games last year and had 26 hits, including 5 doubles and 2 home runs while driving in 14. Returning to the lineup is senior catcher Casey Kleinman. Kleinman hit .272 in 55 games last year and finished with 61 hits, including 6 doubles and 4 home runs while driving in 35. Returning to the mound is right-hander Owen Tappy. Tappy went 7-2 in 24 appearances and finished with a .312 ERA in 43 1/3 innings. He allowed 15 earned runs and 6 walks while striking out 33. Senior left-hander Cade Dressler went 3-2 in 15 appearances and had a .446 ERA in 38 1/3 innings. He allowed 19 earned runs and 17 walks while striking out 33. Senior right-hander Jack Hoeymans went 4-3 in 19 appearances and finished with a .594 ERA in 47 innings. He allowed 31 earned runs and 32 walks while striking out 50. Like St. Louis, it's looking bleak for VCU heading into 2025. I could be surprised, but at least St. Louis grabbed a few arms from the transfer portal in the offseason. I'm looking outside these two for my predictions in this conference. Contenders for the A-10 include Richmond and George Washington. The runaway favorite for me in this conference is Richmond. Really, I mean it. It was looking mighty bleak and I was about to pull a Big South predictions, but I stopped myself. Richmond's got the majority of their returning lineup back for 2025. 2025. They are also bringing back some meaningful arms to the mound. Another team I'm keeping my eye on is George Washington. To be honest, the conference as a whole was competitive. Both Richmond and GWU finished in a four-way tie for 4th place in the conference. George Washington isn't returning a lot from 2024, but they are for sure bringing back more than St. Louis and VCU.
Before I make my predictions, I will say that I did not know that the Atlantic 10 was really producing all of this talent that would go on to compete at these Power 5 programs. As somebody who has watched college baseball for the past several years, I am definitely ashamed to say that I did not recognize how good this conference was beforehand. But with that being said, I am going to go with Richmond to sweep the A-10 this year. I definitely like Richmond for this year. I'm going to have my eye on them. I really like the guys that are coming back for Richmond in 2025. And they also took VCU to that conference tournament championship game last year. So I definitely think that they are out for revenge. The final conference that we will be discussing in this video is the Coastal Athletic Association.
The regular season champs in the Coastal Athletic Association were the College of Charleston. They had an overall record of 41-14 and a conference record of 21-5. They lost in the conference tournament championship to UNC Wilmington. Despite having one of the best seasons in college baseball, in a controversial move, the NCAA committee decided to not include the Cougars in the 64-team field. The end of the season saw 12 players entering the transfer portal. Possible players returning to the plate for 2025 include outfielder Avery Neves. Neves hit .338 in 55 games last season and had 70 hits, including 25 doubles, 4 triples, and 15 home runs while driving in 44. He also finished the season with an OPS over 1100. Outfielder Will Baumhofer hit .338 in 51 games and finished with 63 hits, including 10 doubles, 3 triples, and 4 home runs while driving in 28. Senior catcher Dylan Johnson hit .279 in 55 games and had 57 hits, including 7 doubles and 4 home runs while driving in 40. Senior outfielder Darian Pendergrass hit .300 in 28 games and finished with 30 hits, including 8 doubles while driving in 10. Senior outfielder Tyler Sorrentino hit .279 in 37 games and had 34 hits, including 8 doubles and 2 home runs while driving in 21. On the mound, junior right-hander Jake Brink went 8-3 in 15 starts and finished with a .369 ERA and 92 2/3 innings. He allowed 38 earned runs and 38 walks while striking out 62. Senior right-hander Aiden Hunter went 7-1 in 14 starts and finished with a .378 ERA and 76 2/3 innings. He allowed 32 earned runs and 28 walks while striking out 56. Junior right-hander Alex Lyon went 4-3 in 28 appearances and finished with a .371 ERA in 51 innings. He allowed 21 earned runs and 7 walks while striking out 25. Sophomore left-hander Hayden Thomas went 4-1 in 24 appearances and finished with a .354 ERA and 40 2/3 innings. He allowed 16 earned runs and 17 walks while striking out 37. Senior right-hander Davis Aiken had a .402 ERA in 31 1/3 innings in 30 appearances. He allowed 14 earned runs and 8 walks while striking out 21. The Coastal is going to be a tough conference to win this year for the College of Charleston. It's not the players entering the transfer portal that hurts the team. Last year's roster deserved an opportunity to play in June, and this year's squad will look a lot different despite the familiar faces. The conference tournament champions were UNC Wilmington. They finished with an overall record of 40-21 and a conference record of 20-7. They earned a bid to the NCAA tournament and were sent to the Athens Regional, where they lost to Georgia Tech. UNC Wilmington lost one arm to the transfer portal last year. In 2024, Calvert had a .401 ERA and 33 2/3 innings in 17 appearances. He allowed 15 earned runs and 17 walks while striking out 45. Returning to the lineup in 2025 is junior Tanner Thatch. Thatch hit .324 in 61 games and had 81 hits, including 11 doubles and 27 home runs while driving in 75. He also finished the season with an OPS over 1100. Junior outfielder Aiden Evans hit .291 in 51 games and finished with 51 hits, including 6 doubles while driving in 22. Junior outfielder Alec DiMartino hit .288 in 59 games and had 63 hits, including 12 doubles and 8 home runs while driving in 39. Senior infielder Kevin Jones hit .269 in 57 games and finished with 52 hits, including 11 doubles and 3 home runs while driving in 35. Junior infielder Brock Wills hit .268 in 33 games and had 30 hits, including 4 doubles, 2 triples, and 3 home runs while driving in 31. Returning to the mound in 2025 is junior right-hander Connor Kane. Kane went 1-2 in 20 appearances appearances and finished with a 3.54 ERA in 28 innings. He allowed 11 doubles and 16 walks while striking out 26. Junior right-hander Trace Baker went 1-0 in 23 appearances and finished with a 3.58 ERA in 32 1/3 innings. He allowed 13 earned runs and 21 walks while striking out 29. I think that UNC Wilmington and the College of Charleston are pretty evenly matched for 2025. I don't think, however, that they will match up to the contender that I will discuss next. A contender for the Coastal this season is Northeastern. The Huskies wiped the floor in terms of returning offense and pitching with every other team in this conference. They've taken home a championship in this conference too, and have also made a couple of recent trips to the NCAA tournament.
For the Coastal, I am going with Northeastern. I'm not as confident in what the College of Charleston or UNC Wilmington or any of the other teams in this conference have returning for 2025. I definitely think that the Coastal Athletic Association, that's going to be an extremely competitive conference. Northeastern has always been a solid mid-major program, especially over the past few years. They always have great pitching talent coming out of there, and I think that they are going to be that team that sweeps the conference, wins both the regular season and conference tournament championship. They've also gone to the NCAA tournament a couple of times, sometimes as an at-large bid. So they definitely have the talent. They have everything that they need to win the conference. All right, you guys, so that was part 3 of my predictions. As always, I do appreciate the support. This preseason has been the most productive preseason of mine over the past couple of years, I will say. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on your notifications so that you don't miss when I put out my week 1 preview, which is coming out, like I said earlier, very, very soon. I'm totally excited for it. Like I mentioned before, there are so many games going on. I'm going to try not to get overstimulated, but I'm going to give you guys the tournaments and the weekend series that you guys should definitely be looking out for. And also, the final 2 parts of my conference predictions videos will also be coming out extremely soon. So be on the lookout for those. And until next time, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.